if you're running a business right now and you're struggling,
Yeah.
you know, put more money into marketing.
Yeah.
Put more money into marketing. And that, you know, people are like, oh, invest and put more money in stocks and bonds and in mutual funds. And then, do that for sure. That's another source of income. But I have never seen a higher return on investment through the marketing.
Yeah. And joining me on the call today, I've got Marcus Spadine from Titan. I got his surname right. I can't get the company name right. Titan Marketer. Welcome to the call, Marcus.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, appreciate it.
Boy, let's see if we can roll into some value. So, tell us about Titan Marketer and what you guys do.
Yeah, so Titan Marketer, we're basically, you know, as in the name, we're a marketing agency.
Yeah.
We do a lot with coaches, course creators, consultants, local businesses, brick and mortar businesses. Mm-hmm. A lot of the same clients as most agencies will take care of. So that's kind of who we are. We do a lot of coaching as well, a lot of coaching programs. Before COVID, we did a lot of events from stage here in Australia and also over in the US. But then COVID came and kind of squashed that to bits. But yeah, luckily, hopefully things are starting to get back to normal, but who knows? And so, so that's kind of us in a nutshell. We specialize mostly in YouTube advertising, and we're just fanatical about it because it's just so awesome.
So it's funny because everyone knows what YouTube is. Yeah. Everyone acknowledges YouTube marketing exists, but very few people go down that path.
Yeah.
100%. Why is that?
Well, because they have to create content. So people, like, for example, like Facebook, right? When you do Facebook marketing, you just put up an ad and you just put up some text, some copy, and hit go, right? Yeah. Whereas on YouTube, you have to create a video, right? You have to get in front of the camera. You have to create a script.
Yeah.
And not just any script, you have to create a properly structured, well-written script that's going to convince people to click on your ad, right? And a lot of people, they don't know how to do this, or they've done it and they've tanked at it, and then they've gotten scared and they don't go back to it.
Yeah, right.
But what we find is most advertisers, they're just too scared to get in front of a camera. Which is very easy to overcome after practice. Yeah. But that would be the biggest reason why no one does it, or hardly anyone does it, is because it requires getting in front of a camera.
Yeah, which makes it quite appealing because no one else does it. That means you're in a minority if you do.
Exactly. So in America, it's about 8%. 8% of businesses, 8% of small and medium businesses in America actually utilize YouTube advertising. Now, imagine be very relative numbers here in Australia. Yeah. But if it's only 8%, whereas like on Facebook, it's like 80%.
Yeah.
So, and that's why we love YouTube advertising, because it's literally the bluest ocean for advertisers anywhere.
Yeah, and there's some people that will just never get in front of a camera no matter what you say or do.
That's it. And you don't have to, though, because you can just do like B-roll. So like B-roll ads. So you don't actually have to be in front of the camera. But yeah, I like being in front of the camera.
Yeah, we can see that.
That's it.
So it sounds like there's not a lot of people in this space.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the YouTube advertising space?
Yes.
Yeah.
In terms of helping people, even because it's a channel that's obviously shied away from because it requires us to get on video, but I don't know a lot of people that specialize in helping people with YouTube video.
Yeah, well, that's it. And the reason being is because, and really in order to specialize in YouTube advertising, you have to be doing it yourself. Yeah. You really have to be doing it yourself. And we've been doing it for a number of years now. And we spend 80% of our advertising on YouTube advertising. Yeah. Right. Most of our budget goes into YouTube. But most agencies, they'll say they'll provide it. But they normally just are like more broad. Like they'll do Google and YouTube and whatnot, and Facebook. So they're not really, they're like jack of all trades. We're not like toot my own horn here.
Well, you are, but that's okay.
Well, I am. Well, like we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just in the past 18 months on our own advertising, on YouTube, promoting our own stuff.
Yeah, fantastic.
And it's because as I said before, it's the whole, you have to create a video ad.
Yeah.
And a lot of agencies, unless it's like the bigger ones, like the really big agencies, they don't really have the know-how on how to do that.
Yeah.
So, or the desire, I suppose. But there's not a whole lot of us. There's not a whole lot of us.
So let me ask you, what led you to go into this?
We got sick and tired of Facebook.
Right.
So essentially about 2 years ago, I was running an event for, pre-COVID, right? So I was running an event for us here in Perth. And I got an email from Facebook saying, oh, your account's been shut down.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I've lived in the past year before this, I've literally spent like almost $1 million with you guys. Anyways, it was all a big stuff up, right? It wasn't our fault or nothing like that. It was just Facebook being Facebook.
Yeah.
But what that did was, that was like a whole week and a half process where I wasn't spending money on advertising. Our event wasn't getting filled up. We were literally losing thousands and tens of thousands of dollars every single day.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't do any advertising.
Yeah.
And
right.
I was like, this has got to stop. This has got to change. We got to go try somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then we looked then we found YouTube. We tried YouTube out. And, it took a little bit of, bumping around because there wasn't a whole lot around about, how to do YouTube ads.
Yeah.
So we just kind of burnt a lot of money. I wouldn't say burnt, but
yeah,
we paid a lot of experience tax, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then eventually, after about 3-4 months of just kind of stumbling around in the dark,
yeah,
we're like, oh, this is awesome. And so we just started milling money over to YouTube, and started spending less on Facebook, more for remarketing.
Yeah.
And haven't looked back.
All right. So have you shut down your Facebook advertising campaign?
No, we use it for remarketing purposes.
Okay, of course. Yeah. Very good. So tell me, you've obviously been in this game for a while. You've sort of got this marketing background. Who inspires you? Like in terms of authors, podcasters?
Grant Cardone. Every morning when I wake up, right, I used to get up and I used to watch YouTube. I used to get on, I used to watch all my news, right?
Yeah.
I have specific news people I listen to on YouTube. But then I found that it was like sucking up a lot of my time, right?
Yeah.
And then I started working up and I just started watching Grant Cardone. One day I was like, no, I'm just gonna change this. I'm gonna start watching Uncle GC, right? So watching some of his podcasts and listening to some of his stuff and whatnot. And he just puts me on fire, man. Like he's unreal. Yeah. I love him.
Yeah.
And like my goal one day is to do a deal with Grant Cardone, a real estate deal with Grant Cardone. Yeah. That's my goal. Right. And Grant Cardone, a big one of mine was the book, is it Andrew Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People? That was a great book.
Old one, but a good one.
Yeah, man, I loved it.
Yeah.
Who else I listened to? Brian Tracy. Listen to a lot of Brian Tracy.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And that's probably about it. Oh, Grant Cardone, I don't know. He's probably my biggest one. I mean,
yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've read what's it called? Atlas Shrugged. That was a great book.
Yeah.
Atlas Shrugged. That was a big eye opener for me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, those are probably my biggest
ones.
Influencers and whatnot I've had.
It sounds like you're pretty successful in this game.
Oh, I'm not as successful as I want to be, but yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
You talk about YouTube, you light up. This is your thing, right? And if it's your jam, that's where you go. Tell me, like people in business who are sort of going through the current economy, what's your advice to them? Like people who are right there right now, and they're sort of, they're not sure where things are going. What would you be suggesting to them?
Invest in your business, invest in your advertising. That's how you make money.
Yeah.
You make money, you need to advertise, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we speak to a lot of coaches and course creators and whatnot, and they have great products. They have great products. They can do a lot of good, but no one knows who they are.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it?
No one knows who they are. Don't be the best kept secret. And the best way of doing that is just to advertise. You don't have to spend a lot of money on YouTube to get results.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the more you spend, the more you're going to make.
Yes.
I mean, on average, a lot of our clients and students, on average, for every dollar they put in the YouTube advertising, and now mind you, this is with a proven sales process.
Mm-hmm.
They see anywhere between 6 to 19 times return on any money they put into YouTube advertising.
Amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing. So if you're running a business right now and you're struggling, put more money into marketing.
Yeah.
Put more money into marketing, and that people are like, oh, invest and put more money in stocks and bonds and in mutual funds, and then, do that for sure. That's another source of income. But I have never seen a higher return on investment through the marketing.
Yeah, especially with people with capacity, right?
Exactly. So if you got $1,000 you have to invest or to play with, whatever, put it in your advertising.
Yeah,
that's the best piece of advice I can give to anyone that's kind of struggling right now what to do. How to improve their situation. Just invest in your marketing.
Yeah. Sounds easy, huh?
Yeah, sounds easy.
But it does require a bit of research, and we talked a bit about testing
100%.
your marketing out. So
100%.
You don't want to put all your money on black. You want to you got to test things out, right? So you got to go slow. You got to see what works, what doesn't work. And as you said, it took you 3 months to sort of kick around and.
Yeah, we spent a lot of money in that 3 months, though.
And more than $1,000, I'm sure.
Yeah,
so you start small. It depends what you've got, what your budget is. But I think what you said is 100% accurate. People really don't spend enough on their advertising, and the main reason is they can't see the return. They can't connect the dots. And I think it takes a bit of faith to throw money on the table, but also smartness or accurate thinking to see what works, what doesn't work. Yeah. Marcus, look, I'm very mindful of time. This has been awesome. I love talking to you. So appreciate your input, and thanks for giving us some insight into the business.
No worries.